Hey guys, carrying on for Supergirl, Season 1, Episode 9, Blood Bonds, and I was definitely interested in this episode. Yes, Supergirl is back. I can't believe it's already back. It's come back way too early, in my opinion. I mean, literally nothing is back. All the CBS shows are back this week. I don't know why they're coming back so early, but they are. Go figure. I was looking forward to this, though, because Supergirl's been getting really good lately. I think the past several episodes have been really great, and I've really been enjoying them, especially since Episode 7, and this episode was really disappointing, I have to tell you. I honestly didn't really like this episode. I mean, there were some things that I thought were good, but in my opinion, not only was this episode overstuffed, some of the stuff in this episode was downright stupid, and I don't know what the fuck the writers were thinking. They went in completely the wrong direction with one of these storylines, and you guys know probably what I'm going to talk about because I've heard everyone complain about it, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm agreeing with them. I personally had a lot of problems with this episode. There are a lot of things that just didn't work for me, and I'll talk about what worked and what didn't work, and, first of all, I must say that I feel like this show is trying to be like The Flash and Arrow. Already, this episode seemed like it was trying to be like a Flash or Arrow episode, and it really didn't work. What The Flash does really well is know how to balance all the plots together. And this episode, I really don't think they knew what to do, because to me, this felt like 3 different episodes, and I'll talk about why, but let's just get into this episode. We start off literally right where the mid-season finale left off. We see Supergirl and Non, they're taking the air for a fight, which I gotta say, this was a really intense scene. They're briefly interrupted by a plane that blows past them, after which they wrestle and crash to Earth outside of Lord Technologies, and Non starts to get the upper hand when Henshaw comes to, but when, John Jones comes to Kara's rescue, Non grabs him and flies off, and, they do cut the fight short, and I understand they're trying to keep it open for the rest of the season, but I thought that was a really badass fight. I definitely really did enjoy seeing that, and I like seeing that Non was the superior one here, showing that Supergirl can't just outnumber everyone. Supergirl isn't as powerful as we think she is. Even though she's very powerful, she does have weaknesses. She can't just take out everyone 1-2, and I think they did that very well here. That's something this episode did very well. What didn't work for me was everything with Maxwell Lord. Not that it was bad, it was just I don't really know if it had a place in this episode. I feel like mainly this episode should have focused on the main 2 things and not this. So, as Lord, Maxwell tells DO security to stay away from his property, kicking out Alex when she starts to challenge him. She asks Max what the aliens were looking for, and he kicks them out without comment. He doesn't want to, doesn't want to tell her. Clearly, there's something they're looking for he doesn't want to tell her about. And at the DO, nobody is sure who's in charge because, Henshaw has classified the line of succession, and Alex discovers that she's the boss now, and while everyone else hopes to, Kara is very suspicious. She doesn't know, something about this just doesn't sound right to her, and she wants to ask Astra where Non took Henshaw, because obviously Henshaw's gone, they don't know where he is, in the episode, and, basically we don't know where Non took him, and I thought that was definitely very interesting. So, near her cell, Kara tries to get information from Astra, even threatening to call in Superman, but Astra won't say anything. Clearly, Astra has a plan that she doesn't want her to know about, and she says that Kara is compromised by her feelings about Allura, and Astra says she ordered Non to spare her because blood bonds us all. And there's a big thing with that. That's something that I thought they did very well here. They argue when Kara tells Astra that she's in the cell because of her own actions. Astra says that Kara's chosen sides, and Astra pretty much thinks that she's not going to be able to turn Kara to the dark side. It kind of reminded me of Star Wars, maybe just because I saw it, but in many ways that's what this made me feel like. Astra has a darker side that she wants maybe Kara to join, but Kara's already made her choice. She's good. She's a hero. She's not a villain, and Astra knows that, and she can't, really get Kara to change her mind. She just can't do that. So on Krypton, prior to its destruction, now this I really did like. We find out a lot more about Allura, Astra, and Non, which I thought they did very well here. On Krypton, prior to its destruction, Allura makes a blood binds us all speech as she sentences Astra and Non. He's defiant as she sends them to the Phantom Zone, and basically Allura didn't understand Astra's ways. She didn't understand the way Astra thought. She didn't agree with it. And I like that a lot of this was just difference of opinion. This wasn't anything specific. It was simply just they didn't agree on something. And that's something I thought they did very well here. So then we get to the part of the episode that I really hated, I have to say. I mean, I'll get to what I really hate in this episode. Really brought down the episode for me. We go to Catco. Kara's confused because Max Lord has covered up the attack on his company, and she starts to panic when she hears Cat coming. And they went in completely the wrong direction with this storyline. If you guys remember, in the mid-season finale, it seemed that Cat had figured out that Kara's Supergirl, and that Kara basically didn't have to tell her that Cat knew that she was Supergirl, and there was nothing she could do about it. She knew, and that's what it seemed like we were heading, that Kara basically had to tell her that she was Supergirl and have to, you know, not cover up her identity to her because Cat just knows. Cat's smart. And I was thinking that that's what we were going to do. That Kara was going to say to Wynn and James that, oh, I had to tell Cat, you know, I couldn't keep the secret anymore. It just wasn't going to work. But no, that's not what happened this episode. They went in, like I said, they went in completely the wrong direction here. And it really did bring things down for me. It honestly made me like Cat more than Kara. I thought Kara was a dumbass in this episode. I'm being honest with you. I thought Kara was an idiot here. Basically, she tells Wynn and James that Cat thinks she's Supergirl, and she wants to act as normal as possible, and I'm just thinking, she's already onto you. There's nothing you can do. Seriously, there's nothing you can do to convince her you're not Supergirl. Cat already knows, okay? You're literally just avoiding the question, and there's nothing good about that, and all this does is keep Cat from finding out. I understand, oh, we didn't want everyone to find out. But this is worse than let's not tell Iris about the Flash because we shouldn't tell Iris. This is way worse than that. I have never seen a show do something like this, ever. I mean, I've seen shows where they try to keep things from, you know, where they try to keep their identity secrets, but never when someone is finding out and somebody thinks that they are that character, that they're denying that they're not. I've never seen that before, and I really don't ever want to see it again because it was very badly portrayed here. She overheats Cat's latte with her heat vision, then nearly forgets her glasses when she goes to bring her a mug of coffee instead. Cat comes in and is immediately questioning why Kara is still playing normal because she knows she's Supergirl, and she's not convinced when Kara tries to make a joke, and it's really stupid. Honestly, it really is stupid. I don't understand why Kara thought that there was anything she could do. It's obvious the Cat knows that she's Supergirl. It really was annoying. So at the DEO later, Kara brings Alex lunch from a food truck in Chicago. They receive a message from Non, who proposed a trade Henshaw for Astra within 48 hours. Now that made things very interesting here. And when they come to the staging area, General Lane is back. Oh, great, General Lane. General Lane, I thought we were done with him, okay? I'm convinced that when General Lane is in an episode, I'm not going to like it. I am convinced because the 2 episodes I have not liked of this show, General Lane has been in, and I am convinced if you put General Lane in an episode, I'm pretty much not going to like it, because this character is just a dick. I don't understand why he's on this show. He's so one-dimensional. He's so just he's only on the show, I think, to cause drama. That's why his character's here. He's there to cause drama. There's no other reason. And Lucy wasn't even here, so there was no reason to put General Lane in this episode. He has a presidential order giving him control over the DEO, whatever. I did not give a shit about General Lane in this episode. At Lord Technologies, Max confronts James when he comes to find out what he's planning on doing, then has him escorted off the property. Now, is this interesting with James finding out what Maxwell is doing? Yes, but I did not really feel like Maxwell Lord, like I said, had a place in this episode. In my opinion, I think this episode should have focused solely on Kara, Astra, and then this whole Cat situation. That's what they should have focused on. Or, well, you could have done the Cat situation, but it way differently than it actually happened here. Because then we get this other really stupid scene. We see Kara comes to see Cat. She's been digging into Kara's past. She even gives Kara a quiz on her own biography. Like, she's like, how old were you when Titanic came out? When's your birthday? What was your first report card? Things like that. She knows that Kara is Supergirl. And when Kara gives the answers that are too good, she's even more convinced. And it's stupid. It really is stupid. And this entire thing felt very tedious to me. Really. If you didn't want Cat to find out she was Supergirl, you shouldn't have brought it up anyway, okay? You shouldn't have brought it up. You got people's hopes up. You made it seem like Cat was going to find out that Kara was Supergirl, and you went in a completely different direction, and it really was annoying. I was really hoping that, Kara would just accept it, that Cat thinks she's Supergirl, and she has to now be Supergirl, even though she shouldn't be, she's going to have to be. That would have been a lot more interesting. Hiding it completely just makes you a pussy. I'm sorry, it does. And I haven't complained about the character of Kara. I think she's a good character overall. but she was uncharacteristically weak in this episode. She was a pussy in this episode. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but I'm just saying in general, I really feel that Kara was a pussy in this episode. I mean, it's not that hard to just say, oh, I'm Supergirl. I mean, apparently she makes it this big deal like it's illegal or something. I don't understand. It's really stupid. So in Non's headquarters, a mind reader tries and fails to get anything out of Henshaw, and then Non kills him in a vain attempt to intimidate him. And my whole thing here is, or did he do this because he wanted to because maybe he didn't trust Henshaw, because he thought that he was maybe John Jones, and he wanted to get that out of him? That was very interesting. Definitely I thought that was interesting. So at the DEO, Lane goes to interrogate Astra, and he tells her that he is, by Kryptonian standards, a man of honor, and that he takes no pleasure in what comes next. And a group of soldiers come in with a syringe full of kryptonites, and they start torturing her, and then Alex has to drag a screaming car out of the room when she interrupts the process and gets depowered by kryptonite almost immediately. I mean, that was pretty crazy. She almost gets depowered. And at Catco, James tells Kara that she didn't learn anything from Max, and she's called away by Cat, and Wynn calls him on lying. James wants to recruit Wynn to help him break into Max's facility and find out what countermeasures Max is developing against the Kryptonians. Now, is this interesting? Yes. Me, personally, though, I really feel they should have introduced this in the mid-season finale. I just think it would have been a lot more interesting. I would have gone into this being like, okay, we have James and Wynn teaming up, and I'm all for a James and Wynn team-up. I think that's really cool. They're trying to give them missions without Kara. To me, though, I just didn't really feel like this fit in the episode. That's just me, honestly. I did not feel like this fit in the episode, and really just made the episode quite overstuffed. That's just me, though. So, on the patio outside her office, Kat asks Kara to sit down with her and tell her that every minute she spends at Catco, and I like what Kat says to her. This was very mature for Kat to say. It really shows the maturity and the great writing that Kat has been getting. I mean, really, like I said, ever since the Thanksgiving episode, they've really been trying to give Calista Flockhart great material, and this episode is no exception. Like I said, Kat is, I think, becoming one of my favorite characters, because what she says to Kara is exactly what she should have said. I mean, I don't think she could have said it better, really. I think she needed to say what she needed to say to her. She basically says, look, if you are Supergirl, you should not work here. You're not doing yourself any favors out there. There are people in the world that need to be saved, and you're not saving them. And she tells her to prove that she's not Supergirl, or basically she's going to fire her, which I thought that was a very fair bet. And that, I think, made a lot of sense. So, why couldn't she just fucking tell her that she's Supergirl? I mean, that would have made sense for her to just say, I'm Supergirl. I mean, she makes it seem like it's a huge problem, and I understand that Kat might not be the most trustworthy person. But clearly, Kat just wants answers. I don't think Kat is going to use this on news. I think Kat just simply wants answers, and if Kara would just given them to her, I mean, Kat's shown her loyalty to Supergirl. She has shown that she will help out Supergirl. She has shown that she trusts Supergirl. She has shown that she is not just in it for the news. And this really pissed me off, I have to say. So at Lord, James kicks his way in after Wynn disables the alarms. There's a laser grid in the next room, which Wynn disables, and James works his way down the hallway taking photos. And in room 52, there's a biometric security entry point. It's the only one not protected by a keypad, and when James stops to check it out, he's knocked unconscious by Maxwell and two security goons. So they knock him out, and again, they don't get anywhere. A lot of this really did feel repetitive, I have to say. Oh, we're trying to get information, we're not getting anywhere. It was really stupid. So the DO believes that they've got the information they want from Astra and are going to move in on the Kryptonian base, and Supergirl comes along, but the location they've been given is a container yard, and the containers are lined with leads, so Supergirl can't see through them. And Non and his men prepare for an attack when Kara finds Jones strapped to a chair inside a container, but it's actually a hologram, and a bomb goes off, and Kara manages to protect a couple of the men and Alex, but almost everyone is killed by the blast because Astra played them. This was clearly something that Astra set up. She played them all along, and I thought that was definitely interesting. So, in a lair, Max has James chained to a chair and interrogating him about who helped him break into Lord Technologies, and he roughs James up and then smashed his camera with a wrench, telling him next time he won't stop there. This was really over the top. I think the actor that plays Maxwell Lord is really good, but again, I just didn't really feel like this needed to be in this episode. It really felt like a completely different episode, in my opinion, at least. So at Catco, Kara tells Kat that she can't tell her she's Supergirl, and that Catco is more important to her than Kat realizes. what is it doing for you? I don't know. I mean, I know James and Wynn are there, obviously, but what has it done for you? It's done absolutely nothing. Yes, it's keeping your identity secret. I understand that, but there are ways to do that without working at Catco. It's just that simple. So she says that she relies on Cat to help her make important decisions, that she needs Cat more than she ever has. Well, then get Cat's phone number. You can text her. You can call her. Just do that shit. You don't have to, she doesn't have to be your boss. You are a woman. You can text her. You can call her. It's that simple. Kat tells her that she knows what she has to do then, and Kara just quits. She flat out quits. Again, she is a pussy. She's backing out. It was really, really stupid. I mean, she had the opportunity. Kat basically told her that you're going to tell me your secret or I'm going to fire you. And Kara took the easy way out. I don't know why she would do this, but here's the thing. She's supposed to be our superhero. She's supposed to be our lead fearless character. And this is our lead character. She's a pussy. Honestly, she was a pussy in this episode. And the fact that we're supposed to respect her decisions, I just don't understand why they would write Kara this way. I mean, a character we're not supposed to like, I can understand, but our lead character should never, ever take the easy way out, and that's exactly what Kara did, and I can't believe that she actually did that. I honestly, when she did that, I was like, seriously? But that's not the worst thing that comes out of this storyline. We will get into that. So Kat tells her at least finish off the day. And in a room where James and Wynn have set up the headquarters, Kara comes in to find James nursing his wounds and is infuriated their team lied to them, and she swears that he's evil and that she'll do whatever it takes to stop him. And James tells her that she sounds like Astra, and Kara tells him to get out of her way. But Wynn stands in the doorway, bars her leaving. He tells Kara that she can't go off half-cocked or it proves Max right. So Kara says that she's lost everything. She can't help Jones stop Non and salvage her relationship with Kat, or even find comfort in memories of her mother. And James and Wynn sit her down to tell her that heroes find a way. And I like what they tell her, that heroes find a way. There's a way to get out of this. I thought that was a good scene. It's just, you're taking the easy way out. It's that simple. I understand there's a lot going on with Kara right now, but you're taking the easy way out. It wouldn't be this hard for you if you would have just told Kat. I understand you don't want to, but sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do, and this is a very good example of that. And she just needed to tell Kat the truth, and I would have been fine with that, but she didn't. She took the easy way out, and it really pissed me off. So at Astra's cell, Kara says she's ready to listen now because she understands what it is to be scared, to lose everything, but they can't let fear control them, and she says she still has that faith. There's good in Astra, and that everyone deserves fate, and she asks what's really happened on Krypton, and I like this scene here. We see a flashback, and Alora's telling Astra that she believes Krypton faces annihilation, and that she's only condemning her because she's a murderer, and nothing can change that. She promises Astra the fight for Astra's cause, not with violence, but with compassion and reason. She says the only hope to save the world, and then she sends her sister away to Fort Ross, and basically we see that in the present, Astra tells Kara that her mother never stopped believing in Astra, and that Kara is so much like her. Laura always believed in her and let her do her own thing, and that was a really cool scene, though, because it was Laura Benatti in both scenes. I think she did a really good job acting there, definitely. So Kara tells Astra it's not too late and asks her to tell them where Henshaw is. And Astra says the only way to save him is make the trade and that the humans will never agree to that. But Kara said it's a good thing that she's not human. Yeah, whatever. Stupid line. Honestly, I thought that was a really stupid line. So Supergirl and the group of DEO agents bring Astra into the staging area, and Lane has his men try to stop them, but Supergirl managed to stare them down because Supergirl saved them at the blast site, and Lane objects, but Supergirl has faith that they won't be betrayed, and at the site of the exchange, Non brings Henshaw, and Supergirl hands off Astra, who has been in kryptonite cuffs but is released, and Henshaw objects to negotiating with the terrorists but thanks them, and Supergirl hears something. It's Non and Astra's troops, so they prepare to attack. Astra commands them to stand down. She tells Non to honor the agreement. After a tense moment, he does so, ordering a withdrawal, and Non flies off angrily, leaving Astra, who says this is not his truce, and Supergirl tells her to call it a start, and it is a good way to keep this open for the rest of the season. I definitely will say that, but we really didn't get much of anywhere here, except for what I will talk about. Back at the DEO, we see they kick the army out, then Supergirl asks Henshaw what Alex meant by you have to transform something, she said during battle, and Kara heard with her powers, and she says they could have told her that she can keep a secret, and they both say that she can't. which I understand, but she's keeping a secret from Kat. I mean, wasn't the whole point of this that she's supposed to keep the secret that she's Supergirl? I mean, I just found this really stupid, and I don't like the way it connected, and I thought it was really dumb. And they tell her, she now knows that, Henshaw is John Jones. She knows this now. She knows that he is, there to protect her, and, I like that she knows about that. To me, I thought this was done way too early. I definitely think she should have learned, later into the season, but whatever, she knows now, so there's no, like, stupid storyline about that. So back to the DEO, they kick the army out, then Supergirl has Henshaw, I just read this. So Supergirl then arrives at Kat's office, and she does the stupidest thing. I cannot believe that she did this. I mean, I was literally so pissed when I saw this. And she's followed shortly by Kara, who introduced herself to Supergirl, and literally what she had Jones do is transform into Supergirl, make himself look like Supergirl. That way Kara and Supergirl can be in the same room. That way Kat wouldn't think anything of it. Kat offers Kara her job back as long as she doesn't tell anyone that Kat thought she was Supergirl, and that's how this ends. It was so stupid. I can't believe that she actually did this. Because Kara joins Supergirl and transforms back into Martian Manhunter. Then Henshaw. She thanks him for his help. He says that he wouldn't have minded her coming to the DEO full time. She says she can't leave Catco. That it's more than just a secret identity. That her friend stopped her from making a big mistake today. And I understand that. But again, you can always call them. They're always there. I don't understand it. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The fact that she actually tricked her like that, I thought was ridiculous, and it's lazy. It really is lazy, and to me, it seemed like they only did this just so we didn't get that reveal, just so Kara couldn't reveal to Kat that she was Supergirl. It was so dumb. The fact that she didn't have the guts to do it, the fact that she didn't do it in general, I thought was really stupid, and I was really pissed off, I have to say. Really disappointed me. So later, Clark texts her to ask if she's okay and if she needs help. She says she will ask if she does. He tells her remember she's there and that blood bonds them all. James and Wynn come to check on Kara, who thanks them for their help and says things are alright with Kat. The plan is to expose Max and put him away. And then we see at Lord Technologies, Max enters Lab 52, and aside from a hologram of the Red Tornado arm, he has a Jane Doe. Now, many people are thinking that this Jane Doe is Bizarro because she has black eyes when she opens them, and she's a young blonde, and basically that's how this episode ends. We don't get a promo for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we didn't get a promo, maybe because the show doesn't come back for 2 weeks, but we didn't get a promo. I don't understand that. Overall, I really did not like this episode, if you guys can tell. I thought this episode was really lazy. I thought this episode was definitely a step back from the other ones. There really isn't too much to talk about because not really too much happened. I mean, we're back to square one with Kara still working at Catco. We know nothing about Maxwell Lord. We don't know who this girl is. That's really the only question to ask. Kara knows that, Jones is, who Jones really is. That's really dumb. James and Wynn, they're trying to get information on Max Lord. They got absolutely nowhere. We really didn't get anywhere with this episode, in my opinion. I don't really think we brought anywhere new ground. I thought this episode was very, very weak for a mid-season premiere. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys thought of this episode. I really was disappointed with it. I wanted this episode to be a lot better than it was, but it really sucked, I have to say. I really, really did not like this episode. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys thought of it, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be, I think, for Team Wolf, which I cannot wait for the mid-season premiere of Team Wolf, and I will see you guys for that. So, okay, bye.